Positive, feel-good radio. This is E-Radio.
It is time for Greatness Coaching with Heidi M. And today it is something that we're discussing that I'm also really battling with. And that is high expectations. We're often disappointed because our expectations of others are too high. But is it really so? How do you stop expecting you from other people? Heidi, hello.
Hello, Ian. I love the way you said that. How do you stop expecting you from other people? Therein lies the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop it. It's not okay.
Yeah, you're going to help us with that today.
Yes. Listen, so you must expect a lot from others. Otherwise, people don't feel valued and they don't feel important. So it is 100% correct to expect the best, other people's best. But it's not okay to expect them to do like you, to be like you. It's not okay to expect you from others. And when you do that, and like you said, you also have experienced this for yourself in life. When you expect you from others, they disappoint you because they can't give you that. It's not humanly possible. So you need to change those expectations, Ian, for your own sake. Otherwise, you are constantly going to be disappointed. Look, of course, there are people out there who just should not be doing whatever it is that they're doing. Then you must just realize that this was a bad match and get rid of those people for that particular job. But if somebody is really bad with people, don't make them answer your phone at your office. Give them something else to do. Maybe take them away from people if they're constantly rude and they don't know how to talk to people. Don't put them in the front line. Put them a little bit towards the back and make them do some admin. Maybe they're also very good at that. And then, or maybe they are very good at that, and then you both helped in that way, you know. So your expectations can't be ridiculous. So you know what the thing is, Ian, actually, in a nutshell, let me tell you this. It's because you don't want to give up control. That's why you expect you from other people.
Okay.
You need to understand that you can only control you in this life. Nobody else. Not even if you have a twin, you can't even control your twin. Not normal people anyway. Nobody is a clone of you, and they're not supposed to be a clone of you. So you need to understand that you need to give up this control, and giving up the control of others starts in your mind. You know, Ian, you can't control, and I think we've said this to each other a few times already in this season, that you can't control your feelings, but you can control your thoughts.
Yeah.
And your thoughts are responsible for how you are feeling. And how you are feeling predicts or determines your behavior or your actions. And then those actions and behaviors, they make your reality. They make your world. I always use the very silly but good example of a bank robber. If you're a bank robber and those are your actions, then you are constantly living in fear of being caught, and you have to be in hiding. Or you do get caught and you have to spend some time in prison for your deeds, for your actions. So can you see how your actions determine your reality? So it happens to us every day, just in a less dramatic way. So let me just repeat that because it's so incredibly important. Your thoughts, which you can control, they control your feelings. Your feelings control your behavior, and your behavior make your reality. So you're going to start by changing your thoughts. and getting out of these looping thoughts of this one must do that, that one must do that. I have to remind that one for the 20th time to do this, that, or the other. You need to start changing those thoughts and make them more positive and more user-friendly, so to speak. You know, I've appointed this person. I've had a great interview with this person. I've taken my time to make up my mind, and I trust that this person is the right person for the job. If the person does not turn out to be the right person for the job, then you're going to find somebody else who is. You cannot actually be there and peeking over their shoulder all the time. The same with a partner, choosing a partner in life, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or a husband or a wife. It's almost like an interview process, isn't it? You can't expect you of those people. What, do you want to date yourself? Do you want to marry yourself? I know you'll be driven nuts after 2 days.
Yes.
You know, you need to see and take your time in making a decision in whatever relationship you want with these people, whether it's business or personal. And take your time in making space for that person in your life, and see if you really want to make space for that person in your life. Is there really place for that person in your life for who that person already is in this moment? I'm not talking about when you have to train people for something. And no, you should not have to train a husband or a wife before you marry them. Okay, they should come. You should accept them as they are. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
The other thing is that you need to consider is that the need for control in life, and this is true for all of us, is underpinned by fear. It is fear that is driving you to want to control somebody else. It is fear that is making you expect you of other people. And it is up to you to find out what that fear is. Is that fear that you will be hurt? Is that fear that they will steal from you, or that they will badmouth you or judge you? Whatever the fear is, you need to find out what it is and control it. And how do you control fear? Fear is a feeling, right? So you need to control the thoughts that are leading up to that fear. And it sounds like a complicated process. It's not complicated. It's very simple, but it's not easy. And it's going to require of you to take time and investigate and really have a dialogue with yourself and look at yourself with a very honest and open mind. And you know how it is, Eon. We can't do that so easily. It's not easy to be honest with yourself. But you need to be brave. You need to have courage, because the thing is this: if you are not going to give up your control of other people, if you are not going to stop expecting you of other people, your relationships with other people are going to suffer. And in life, if our relationships are not what they're supposed to be, even if you are an introvert, I don't care how big of an introvert you might be, you're still very much dependent on your quality of life, depending on the relationships that you have with others. So if you're constantly the controlling one and not wanting to give up that control, you are ultimately going to make other people miserable. And in the process, you're going to make yourself supremely miserable. Do you deserve to be miserable? No, you don't. And the beautiful thing here is that you can avoid this by doing the hard work, by doing the difficult thing of being honest with yourself. And then just the last point that I want to make is if you can bring yourself to have empathy with people, you know that thing that we said last year so many times, when you really look at a person in the eye and you go, my goodness, I don't know where you're coming from, or maybe you do. I don't know how you deal with this situation, or maybe you do. And you're looking at that person and you think to yourself, I have empathy for you. I hear you. I see you. That beautiful film, Avatar, where they said to each other, I see you.
Yeah.
And that just says so much. And when you have empathy with people, you will not want to control them. It just changes everything. And that, in a nutshell, it's on the surface, it just looked like a complicated topic for the day. But actually, if you think about it, it is so simple. If we just give up that ego, give up that ego that we spoke about the other day, and come down to earth, look people in the eye, have empathy, and find out what this fear is that's driving you, and get rid of it. Your life, your quality of life will be so much better. It's a beautiful thing. It's all you. It's all about you.
Definitely.
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Heidi. I just also want to say that also kind of joining the topic is just because you will help somebody across the road doesn't mean they will also do the same for you. And you get some evil people out there who will actually push you in front of the cars.
Yes. Yes, they would. Try to avoid those. Ian, we quite like E-Radio SA. It would be terrible if somebody pushes you in front of a car. But it's true, it's true. Not everybody has your integrity. It's not everybody's idea to help somebody across the street. Is not everybody's idea of a good deed. Maybe their idea of a good deed is helping you with your computer when it's broken, or making you a really nice cup of coffee. To each to his own. Yeah. You can't expect, even if it's a nice thing that you're doing for people, you can't even expect others to do that same nice thing for people, because it's not them, it's you. Do your thing to the best of your ability. You need to compare yourself to you in life, not other people. You compare yourself to what you were yesterday and the day before, and see how you've bettered yourself. Not to other people, not even when it comes to good deeds, because then it can turn sour quite quickly.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Heidi, thank you so much. Once again, very interesting, very insightful. And I'm already looking forward to next week, because it's something I've seen a lot as well. Bullying in the workplace. Ooh,
yes,
it's going to be interesting.
That's right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, indeed.
Next week.
Me too, Ian. Thank you.
Until next week. Heidi, thank you as always for your time.
Keep well. Bye-bye.